How's it going, everybody? I am the AcidCrab. We are here on the Jets of Time channel for the VOD restream of the first seed of the Lost Worlds Clash. I'm joined here with Zhadn. Zhadn, how you doing today? How you feeling about this?
Great. Yeah. Thank you for having me on. First time I'm commenting on one of these things. Very excited.
Yeah, I think it should be a good time, and we've got three excellent runners here with different play styles. This is Lost Worlds Clash, so this is Lost Worlds. You start with only the future, antiquity, and prehistory, and then you have to kind of just do those end game dungeons to find your go mode. You also start at level 15, as we'll see. But we will go ahead and pull up our runners here and get ready to start. We're going to send the go-ahead signal to our pre-recorded runners here. And we will
They're waiting
see
patiently.
who takes it. So the Lost Worlds Clash has gone through 2 of its seeds so far. There will be 6 seeds total in the event. And this is kind of our seeds to figure out who we get paired against for the live races. So, Zhadn, who do we see starting
Luca
off
and
here?
Chrono. We see Luca and Chrono. Luca, fan favorite. Chrono, I believe, is also a bit of a fan favorite. Maybe not as much as Luca. Getting some katanas. Getting the shop stuff.
Yeah, and we're gonna see kind of different runners handle loot in different ways. We see the crab is going deeper into sewers. Nate just grabbing that first chest, and lordbatsy taking a peek at our techs and figuring out what our tools can be. We rolled pretty good fire 1 with a 15 and a 20 on
Ooh,
lightning.
Nova armor, by the way, in the top left.
Yeah. Nova armor is awesome. It's status protective gear, which you kind of need either go mode in Lost Worlds.
Yeah, and I always flip-flop on Nova armor versus the males, whether, Nova is best, but Crab, what do you think? Nova is best for both Zeal and Lavos?
For maybe not as much for Zeal, it's not as important, but on the way to Zeal, like getting through those mutants, it can be a huge help to have the Nova armor over Elemental Mail. Same for Twin Golems. Elemental Mail is gonna beat Nova armor every time. But when you get into those difficult, like Lavos 2 and Lavos 3 fights, you need some status protection or you're in big trouble.
Of course. Looks like we have Netherade and lordbatsy about to get their third character. We'll see who it is.
Oh, it's Marl.
I like an early Marl.
I love getting Marl. All you need is a good Ice 2 or a good Ice 1. And if you get either one, her support techs don't roll randomly. And so, as long as you get one of those damage techs good, you can make Antipode 2 work, you can make Antipode 3 work. You have a lot of tools. Ice Sword, Fire Sword with this team. So, this is a very strong team.
By the way. Yeah. That was some good rat dodging I saw in the top left by you. Usually I get mugged by 500 gold.
Yeah, the key is to let them move through you. You gotta stop moving if they're gonna run through you.
Yeah, kind of all enemies are like that.
Yep. And so we're all,
Okay,
you
so
see everybody
looting
is looting and they're also checking shops.
Yeah.
They need ethers and mid tonics are usually the 2 things we're really looking for in this early game.
I see Netherade. Nate has Siren, which has the stop ability. That could be good on bosses, right?
Yeah, that could be great. That could be super helpful for stuff like Twin Golems. That could be super helpful just along the way with some of these robots and stuff.
I see some menu management, some looting, some shops.
Nate being the first one to leave the future area. Heading to prehistory, and this is kind of the part where you have to decide if you need that fourth character or not.
Ooh, we're gonna get a glimpse at the rock too. You know, I only just learned that the plus actually gives you an extra effect with gear rando as well in this mode.
Absolutely, and this one is a Black Rock Plus. So we'll have to keep an eye and see if we can see what that effect is, because that's equipable by a couple members of our team.
Up for trade looks like a Tabin suit -3. Do you think that's still a good play, even with the minuses?
Probably so, because it still has the important thing about the Tabin gear, the non-helmet Tabin gear, is the speed, because Luca is just so slow. So no matter what its stats are, the +3 speed is going to be massive for her. I think she starts at a 6 for speed.
Black Rock.
6 or 7.
Did anyone glimpse at that flare? Was that a good flare?
I think it rolled
It's going a bit
10.
too fast for me to see. 10. That's pretty good.
Yeah, not quite as good as normal, but it'll get you through about everything you need to. Now, Nate deciding to head up Dactyl Nest to get the character. Lordbatsy skipping the looting and checking out, looks like that Tabin vest, or the Tabin suit.
Yeah.
And
perhaps also Mermaid Cap was in there.
Yeah, Mermaid Cap's pretty nice too, especially if you get Zeal Go mode. I don't know that I'd grind a lot for it as much as like an offensive piece of gear. It's Robo on top of Dactyl. What team would you put together here if you were in this seed, do you think?
Ooh, me? Let me think. You know, Robo's hampered by the speed, but I've also disqualified Robo too many times. I think I would need to look at the text first.
Yeah.
Sorry for the dodge answer.
No, that makes total sense. I've definitely had seeds where it was Robo, Marl, Luca, and still had that be like hugely strong. Alright, it looks like the AcidCrab.
Chrono Luca Robo?
Chrono Luca Robo? That's pretty offensive, yeah. And you got that big beefy robot to take hits. That could definitely be good.
And we got Robo too.
It looks like the AcidCrab is the first one to head into a full dungeon. And starts the descent through Reptite Lair.
Good Ice 2 clear too.
Yeah, and there's Delta Force and a couple other antipodes unlocked right there at the start too. Wall Ring coming out for Nate. Not always like your favorite piece of gear to put on. It can be useful for stuff like Son of Sun, but it also, I think, is just a 10k sell. So it's like, even if you just think of it as that's huge. Like that's a speed belt. Or that's half a speed belt.
That's nice.
Yeah, new is massive because he gives, I think, 3 of the types of materials.
You know, I was wondering this, because the new, you do have to hunt for the new in the rain condition, so you do lose time. What is the benefit for the new, aside from the +1s?
It's mostly, I think it has maybe good rewards, and it gives you I think 2 of 3 different kinds of ingredients that you would need for the trading. So I think it just
2 of 3 different kinds.
Yeah, right. So that's what I think anyway. I could be mistaken. Forest Maze is not something I'm well
30 tech points as well.
Yeah, that's bad. The other thing. News are pretty rewarding. AcidCrab getting to the bottom of Reptite to this actual Reptite fight. As Nate kind of gets his team geared up.
Checking equipment as
and
well.
Goes the same way. And it's Magic Defense +12 on the Black Rock Plus. So could definitely be impactful for certain bosses, but it's not one of the ones you're like crossing your fingers for at the start of a
Ooh,
seed.
Chrono with speed maxed, I also noticed with the Swallow, which adds, what, +3 speed?
I think so, yeah. That's excellent. That's a fast chrono.
Yeah, if you're Lightning 2 clearing, I bet that's good. Oh, let me see Son of Sun on Nate right now.
Yeah, he knows he's fast. I think he started with haste as well. So he's able to haste his slow characters and just have chrono hammering away the whole time.
Now,
Still a
Crab,
scary fight because flare hurts a lot.
it does. And one of the things I was wondering is, I'll get 10 hits, including misses, and I feel like I get attacked afterwards, but I think there's a little bit of a period after it loses its flame where it can still attack and kill you. Is that correct?
There it is, yeah. And it can flare up until the loses its flame message too. So like you'll get
scary.
the 10 hits, and then it might be like 5 or 6 seconds of no inputs before it actually comes up and says losing its flame.
Oh, an AcidCrab going for, if I had to guess, going for this mob pack for tech points or experience.
Yeah, definitely
Probably
tech points.
There's 16 there.
I'm setting up tech point doubling twice in this dungeon. So I'll get tech point doubling, I think, on the fight I just started, and then I should get tech point doubling from Hecarim as well. So that's one of the things I've been playing around with. Lordbatsy getting a ton of tech points and XP in here, like in small, like only small bunches of tech points, but she's gotten in quite a few fights.
Oh, the battles are fast.
Yeah, and they're pretty quick.
Yeah.
And
a bunch of techs by AcidCrab in the top left as well. Laura Whirl, Fire Whirl, all the whirls.
Yeah. And Fire Whirl can sometimes actually be useful in this mode with tech damage rando on. So that's something we've kind of talked about the effects of it, but we haven't mentioned it directly. Tech damage rando means that all the MP costs of different techs are randomized as well, and if they roll higher than their vanilla value, they get scaled up to do more damage. If they roll lower, they get scaled down to do less damage. And so sometimes you find really interesting tech combinations like Fire Whirl all of a sudden are your best tech. Shout out
Lordbatsy's here with us.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Shout out. I saw a gold stud actually, which was a bit of a surprise to me. Also the Tabin suit.
Yeah, there's the Tabin suit.
Yeah, Lordbatsy's saying more tech points than thought. And it does add up.
Yeah, well, she also makes a really clever move here. She immediately comes to Antiquity with the little bit of levels, and we have great techs already with Ice 2. And so one of the things that's interesting is we can come up to Zeal and do the new fight and get 90 tech points, which would be tech doubling, sometimes tech tripling this early. Whereas I'm fighting the Nizbal boss fight, and Nate is heading into Guardian.
Yeah, Lordbatsy telling us that she stole the new grind from Tout Pack.
Yes.
It does seem like a great move.
Tot Pack
90 at this point is so good.
Tot Pack very often will do a little bit of grinding at the front of Reptite Lair, and then run up to Zeal and get the speed tabs in new fight. And it's really nice. Make the extra, like making sure you get those couple levels at the start. Just make sure that if things go wrong, you can come back from it. Yeah.
Speaking of things maybe going wrong, hopefully they don't. If we got a scary situation by yourself, but it looks like you got yourself out of it.
Yeah, he's hitting hard for my HP. As I hit 1 HP again.
Oh boy, we got even 1 as well. We had 10 earlier, now 1.
And I do decide to spend the time to mid-tonic. I could have gone for finish maybe, but it's so risky. And I knew if I healed up I could Delta Force and damage check it.
got a breakdown by Nate in the bottom left.
That's excellent. Now Nate
You know,
has
so
the
I
pendant.
actually...
And so that is what pulled him to Aristone, is getting that pendant from Sun Palace. Is like, oh, now I can get great gear that the other runners may not have yet by going to Eris next. So that's a really interesting, fast, old school play by Nate there.
Speaking of gear people might not have, so I accidentally triggered the fight in that Guardian bit room by going to the menu.
Yep.
And I feel like, I don't know if that's like a unique loot table, but I was kind of hoping like, okay, maybe I get something that other people don't have, but in that run I was talking about, it's kind of just the sort of tonic that you wouldn't want. But it is there.
Yeah, that feels like a troll by the developers. Like, if you got a good piece of gear there, you're like, oh, let me equip it real quick. Oh, no.
Yeah. So maybe an Aeon suit for lordbatsy in the top right. Looking for things to sell.
Yeah, up 1 speed tab, and I am down 1 Nizbal. Nate grabbing the sealed loot here. We'll see what this is, because it could make a big difference compared to what he has. And it's a swallow.
Ice sword. That's very good as well.
The Grand Leon and a rune
Oh my
blade
gosh.
for Frog.
Grand Leon, power tab +3. We don't have a frog in this.
Yeah, there's no frog.
For this mode crab, I think. Yeah. Maybe did an explanation. There's only 4 characters out of the 6. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, so you kind of have to work with what you're dealt, like what you're handed. And so Nate has decided to check Dactyl, but then he hasn't ended up using that character, at least yet. Now, there's arguments to be made that if Robo started with a good single target tech, you could swap him in for fights like Lavos Spawn and Elder Lavos Spawn, just to give yourself a little bit, like, for some of those fights, like, it might be that Luca's just standing there until she gets Fire 1, or maybe Marl's not super helpful other than setting people up, and you could swap that out for damage if you needed. And that's something I think is kind of interesting in Lost Worlds 2, is it's short enough that I think you can do a little bit of interesting things with teams.
By the way, I spy with my new eye a gold rock plus by lordbatsy in the top right, and a dreamstone in the bottom left from Aristone. Dome? Aristone? But there's Dome and Dome. So I guess I'm half correct? Dome and Dome?
Yeah.
Ooh, speed +2 rock. Now that's kind of spicy, actually.
That's really nice. Because that immediately, like, between that and the Tabin suit, that fixes Luca's speed to almost an average number at 11.
Oh my gosh.
I think 12's kind of the, what I think of as like the average, as an average speed. But 11's
Have we seen speed
right
tabs
there.
being used to see yet?
That's a good question. I tend to throw them out immediately, because since you only get 4 party members, you kind of know which ones you're... Like, when you get your 3rd party member, and you go, oh, it's Robo, you kind of know who you're disappointed by, and who you kind of want to replace on your team.
Sure.
That may change based off who that 4th character is, because maybe they pair really good with Robo.
Ooh. Now we have Nate going to the festival to, I guess, check out the items, get some guaranteed items from Melchior, I believe.
And so I tend to use speed tabs about as soon as I get them, especially because they're so impactful on Luca.
Of course. Ooh, but we have lordbatsy going moral speed tabs, maybe because of all the augments with the Tabin suit and the gold rock. That would be smart.
Yeah, and also since Ice 2 rolled really high, it'll be like almost as good as Flare in a normal scene. And we get haste, so we can spend that really fast speed on Marl to set up other people. So that's another reason you may
Looks like
decide
Nate
to.
found a tab invest at the fair as well.
Oh, that's excellent. So I finished up the new fight as well. Got that speed tab. And I think I'm going to go grab the other speed tab in Zeal as well. Nate finishing up his shopping spree.
Now, AcidCrab, you seem to know a lot about this runner in the top left. Almost prophetic knowledge. Do you have anything to say about the Mammon Machine as well?
The Mammon Machine. I don't like the Mammon Machine. I'm not pro Mammon Machine.
Ooh, can I quickly say, I was reading the lore in these villages the other day, and there's an NPC who says Janice is Scala's stepbrother. You know, I never noticed that, actually.
Oh, interesting.
That little bit of small lore. Perhaps Dalton is the father?
I think the Earthbound Village is where the most out-of-touch line Shala says in the whole game is. When she tells the Earthbound people that she just dropped a mountain on their heads, and she's like, we're just like you, except we have it worse. We're slaves to Lavos. And it's like, you guys don't even let us come up to eat. Like, you are not
Speaking of the Earthbound Village.
Yeah,
Does anybody know the name of the village? I only found this out the other day. There is a name for the village that connects to Woe. If anyone knows it, you will get new points. Oh, we had a reset.
Yeah, we got a reset.
Right, lordbatsy. Did you happen to catch what happened in that first round?
I did not. I was looking at Nate. Looks like AcidCrab looking to make moves in Genodome as Nate starts fighting the Reptites at the bottom. So he's just a couple rooms behind lordbatsy with two key items
Lightning
in tow.
2 sync. That's nice to see.
Or 3 key items in tow. Well, the Grand Leon doesn't count. So two key items.
Now, is Grand Leon worth selling, or is it just completely worthless?
You cannot sell it. So it is just...
Oh, so it just has no value.
The purpose of it being in the seed, this was like a conscious decision we had to make when we were revamping Lost Worlds, is the alternative is to have it where, like, if you find the Grand Leon as one of your first checks, and it's only in the seed if Frog's in the seed, and you don't get Frog in the dome, then you know he's on that character, and it gives you a lot of info.
You know, my first instinct was to remove it, but that does make sense.
So that's why we ended up deciding that.
Ooh, 1500 Ice Sword, not bad.
Yeah, Ice Sword is a menace this seed. I think Fire Sword, we don't have Fire Sword yet, but Fire 1 rolled 15.
Oh my.
So Fire Sword 1 is going to be incredible as well.
So it looks like, if I'm reading this right, Ice is 20 random cost, and Spin Cut is 15 random cost?
Yep.
So that's a very powerful Ice Sword.
And then with Fire 1 being 15 as well, that means Antipode 1 is like God tier. And so that's the single target Antipode. And that just happens to be useful for both Go modes. So that may be something we end up seeing some of. As AcidCrab gets Antipode 3, which I think actually may have rolled the lowest of them.
Too.
lordbatsy making it through that difficult Nizbal fight. He can hit pretty hard, and if you don't have ways to shut him down, or you don't have like really heavy hitting fast AoEs, it can get out of your hands pretty quick.
This is interesting. If I remember correct, AcidCrab, you went to Reptate Lair first, so this is a pretty big gap in time to enter between both runners.
It is, yeah. Yeah, but I took
also
those
have
extra fights there to make sure I was strong enough. Not that the new fight doesn't replace that tech point wise, but I don't know how it compares XP wise to those fights. So looks like the crab is going to run through and clear out some robots in Geno here. As Nate starts that same fight, but he's got some extra levels from Guardian and the fights before this. So, not a ton of extra levels, but a little bit. He's using Lightning 1 rolled really high, so he's using that to stun Nizbal here.
And the Debuggist actually, they drop speed tabs, so is there any way to quickly leave and get these fights and just sort of like cap out on speed tabs?
So I don't think any of these fights. I don't think any of these fights respawn. Although there is another Debuggist fight if you do Genodome the normal way. So you could choose to do Geno the normal way to get an extra speed tab. And if you had Ayla, you could charm to try to get another one too.
Right as well.
Yeah.
There's that annoying one from the door when you're doing the skip.
Oh, lordbatsy running up the conveyor right behind the crab. As Nate gets... That's the really damaging thing, is when he releases the lightning you hit him with. With like bad gear, it can do like over 100 damage.
So for Nizbal 1, you need to use lightning to shock for physicals, but you also don't need to use physicals at all, correct?
Exactly. You could decide to instead just hammer them with magic, and that's what we usually have to do in Lost Worlds. Because even the good physical characters, like Chrono and Frog, are good physical characters. Robo's a pretty good physical character, but they just don't do that much damage this early. So much of their damage is based off like finding good gear and having good levels. And so while that's not always the case...
Crab, we have someone who responded to the new challenge with the town name. Instead it's named Algetti. I'll be giving them new points directly.
That's perfect.
Just don't read the name. We're all good.
Nate getting through the rep type, and it is not go mode. He still needs something else. Now here's the good news. The next dungeon he does will give him a go mode. The bad news is he's done all the short dungeons. So now he has to pick a long dungeon to do, either Genodome or Mount Woe. And it looks like he's heard the tales of how nice of a town Algetti is. And he wants to see it for himself.
I think it's actually this villager right there, if I had to remember. One of those two up the top. It said, "Welcome to Algetti," and I was like, I've never heard of this place in my entire life.
I hope I don't drop a mountain on you guys.
Yeah. Let's see. So now lordbatsy switching to speed tonic, or sorry, speed tab Luca instead of Marl.
And you can see I am doing... I did do Geno the normal way for the speed tab.
Oh, yeah, wow.
And then what I've been doing is when I flip that switch, I come back the way I came to skip that turret fight. I don't know, it's probably not faster. But it's probably pretty close. I played around with it a little bit. But I've been playing around with lordbatsy. Kind of pushes the idea that Geno conveyor skip, while it's exciting, doesn't actually save you that much time most of the time. And I think I might agree with that. I think a really fast normal Geno, I timed it out, it's like a minute and a half faster or something. But I don't know, that's if you nail it first time.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where, oh, looks like Crab is nailing it though right now.
No, I had the conveyor switched.
Oh, true. You're right. You did go the normal way. I was trying to give you praise.
In one of the practice asyncs leading up to this event, I nailed it first try on a seed. I happened to win against some really high tier runners, so that felt good. But yeah, this seed, that speed tab was too tasty.
So I don't think I'm featured on this one, but I did run this. Can I talk about how I did in Dome as well very quickly?
Sure.
So I actually nailed it on the first time, which I was very happy about.
Oh, that's awesome.
At some point, I didn't realize that I had queued in Lightning 2 for Chrono. So, you know, on those sensor turret fights, the one right before Mother Brain, I actually had wiped there because I thought it was Luminaire, but it was not quite enough damage, and I had to restart the entire thing because I did not save.
Oh
it was a bit brutal.
That's unfortunate. You'll have those sometimes.
Saving.
Yeah, this place, that's the one thing that makes Geno kind of scary, is like me and you have both wiped in here. I wiped one time because I didn't check if I needed to ether before I took that last debuggist fight. And I did need to ether, and they killed me. And that really, it's just unfortunate. But you just remember for next time.
Of course. I saw lordbatsy was in that room I normally skip. Had 24 tech points and some good goodies.
Is it that one right before the conveyor belt?
Yes, exactly, that room.
There's actually a Corinth skip that lets you get both those chests without the fight, too. It's very precise, but I've been practicing it a little bit. Which is pretty neat. So it looks like I'm heading to the lasers.
Letting us know that we should always be saving.
lordbatsy also deciding that the speed tabs are too good. As Nate finishes up the floating island.
A grindable.
No, that's just the one that you can. If you only take this fight if you don't skip conveyor. And so it's just another source. I see. Oh, but we didn't drop the speed tab, it dropped the hyper ether.
It was the debuggist that they were
oh, that's unfortunate.
Speed tabs.
Alright. Looks like
I forgot there was a magic tab over there, actually.
Looks like I'm heading to the last set of lasers before the boss, with lordbatsy hot on my heels. We've both taken the new fight. We both have the extra speed.
Gold earring as well.
Nate heading into one of the scary gargoyle fights on Woe. This is kind of one of the enemy encounters that sets that 14 speed as a goal to make this place easy. Because these fights are pretty dangerous otherwise.
Of course.
But they're very valuable. Like 28 tech points is like a pretty wild amount of tech points for a one-shot fight. So Nate will leave this place very strong. looks like I'm looking at Ice Sword. Ice Sword 1 on...
Flare, 10.
So I queued in Ice Sword 1 and then Fire 1, which rolled high. We'll see if that takes care of Mother Brain. Lord Batsy is
Crab, at
escorting the bot.
At this point, are you liking Ice Sword or Fire Sword better?
I think they both, if I'm not mistaken, they both rolled 15. So I would lean towards whoever I've been giving my speed tab or my magic tabs to. But I would also, what you'll probably see throughout different encounters, if I had throughout different encounters, you'll see me try them both to kind of figure out what's scaling better as we go. And so a lot of seeds, I kind of have to figure that out as I go.
Speaking of going, you got a go mode there with the the trigger.
I did. I don't know I have a go mode.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go fight Son of Sun. So we'll come back to me in a couple minutes.
I see. Okay, we'll come back to that.
We'll come back to me. But yeah, I thought I had one piece of each go mode, so I went for the fastest check.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I was really nervous going into this seed. Lord Batsy going for the deep chest. That is the highest tier chest in the game. Like, the highest...
Really?
Well, the highest tier set. So it's not just that chest. There's other chests that are that tier as well.
Sure,
There's a couple on WoW. And that chest and the one right before it at the bottom left of the screen are both, I think, the highest. So they
can we get some behind Norstein Beckler's lab baseball here? Is the coding of these chests according to how far they are from the main tap in terms of their value?
I think it's mostly like chests that become available at about the same time should be about the same tier. So like, I think, for example, correct me if I'm wrong, Lord Batsy probably knows this better than I do, but I think like Reptite Lair and Aris Dome probably have pretty similar tier, because they're both one key item away type thing. So like dungeons that are harder to get into, like Genodome has like really good chests in all of it, but then there's two chests here that are the highest tier. Alright, Lord Batsy trying out Ice Sword. 2k on a 2500 health. Boss is pretty great.
Hypnowave will put these panels to sleep, which is a very nice, maybe often forgot side effect of it.
Yes, it's very helpful. The other thing that can help sometimes is I treat this fight a little bit like Mammon Machine. I wait for all three screens to heal, and then I input my dual tech and my single tech, because sometimes you can just get a two-shot that way in between the heal cycles. Does that make sense? So like if you wait,
it does.
Because otherwise sometimes your attack goes off after one screen heals, and then he heals your damage, and then you hit with the other one. So it only ends up doing 2k.
Crab, I noticed that you did need to take Son of Sun, and yet you also got sunshades.
I did.
Fight, so I'm a little bit wondering what's going on here.
Yeah, and then I got Pendant. So now I've been teased I've been taunted into chasing loot. Still thinking I don't have go mode.
Oh, no, I was sort of implying that you said things behind the scenes with the sunshades, but...
Well, then you must know something about Aris Dome. I don't, because I think I'm heading that way now.
Oh, you must mean Aerith Dome.
Lord Batsy setting up Death's Peak. We have strong teams, strong techs. This is like, if you have this team, this is the go mode you want to find, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I
Huh.
think so, because you'll one-shot everything you need to one-shot through Black Omen. There's my swallow in the sealed chest room.
Nice.
And then also you have fantastic single target damage a couple different ways, and fantastic AoE damage. So like you're kind of made for everything along the way. And it's all
with a 2700 ice sword, by the way.
That's crazy.
I believe it was ice sword 1.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. It rolled so good this seed. So I want you to watch my VOD just for a second here.
Sure.
You're gonna see something happen in real time, and I want you to shoutcast it, okay? As I walk up these rafters.
So we see Crab going up the rafters. Seems pretty normal to me. No, wait, hold on a second. We see Crab going
What
back
did
from
Crab
the rafters.
realize?
I think Crab realized that he had done this fight already.
No, Crab realized he has go mode.
Oh, you hadn't done the fight, but you sort of looked at your tracker?
I looked at my tracker and I realized, like, oh, I did find go mode on Genodome. Oh no! So now I'm running to get that going. But I'm not that far behind lordbatsy here.
Oh no, not at all. And you did have some good looting there.
Yeah, the sunshades.
Now we'll see if AcidCrab shuts the new off respectfully and honorably like lordbatsy did.
And Nate obviously found his go mode on Woe. It's the other go mode. So Nate at level 25s is in a crisis gun.
2 go modes here.
He has a crisis gun, so it's the crisis arm HP effect, but on Luca's gun. So we have split go modes here, starting at almost exactly the same time between AcidCrab and Nate.
See, too. We shall see. Now, Crab, I noticed you didn't honorably and respectfully shut off the new from staying awake forever.
No.
Quick question: do you hate news?
I love news, but he's got to stick around.
I don't know. We did see
Now,
lordbatsy honorably and respectfully shut the new off.
Now, I do want to give you an idea. This is only a selection of the racers that played this seed, and we had a little bit of variance in the seed times. But one thing I want to point out is, like, in my PB runs, I'll find go mode at like 37, 38 minutes. Finding go mode at like 41, 42 is probably my average. So like this is like all 3 runners have found a go mode by doing their dungeon routing the way they have, and we're right at that mark. So very good runners all around here.
Oh, shout out to Nate, who's hanging out during break time. Thank you for hanging with us. Now, Nate does this thing that I really like. When he's running around, he does this kind of wiggle with his characters and sort of zigzag. I can't tell if it's just style or whether it's actually faster. Either way, I like it.
Yeah, Nate, you're racing live.
No.
Get back to it.
Ooh, nice skip there by Nate as well.
Yeah, he did really good on that. Now, I want you to notice the hide cap on Luca. That's how you know you're playing Lost Worlds, is when you still have a hide cap, but you're heading up Tyranno Lair.
oh yeah. You see where Batsy hates Sting, and you know this Slavos fight and the other one always mess me up because with the cursor save setting, it still defaults to the shell. So if I'm not thinking, I'll auto press circle, and then I'll get the counterattack, and that did happen a few times to me.
Yeah, you've got to be really kind of conscious of it. It feels like every time they do that in the game, they set the memory cursor to default to the wrong target. Like the Aussie on the bridge fight, and like there's a few different times where they just do that. Like, go ahead, hold auto attack, see what happens. Yeah, it's to assert dominance. Lordbatsy.
Yeah, lordbatsy.
Finishing off the Lavos spawn at the top of Death's Peak to get us to our meme cutscene. That's just a long.
Now, with the, I think boss rando is not on this specific tournament, but when you do a boss rando on, you know, it's very fun to push around different bosses to that spot. Do you have a favorite one that you like to push?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna go with Elder Lavos spawn.
Elder Lavos? Isn't that the same
No,
one?
no. This is Lavos spawn. The Elder is older.
Functionally, they look the same.
Yeah, but he's older.
Okay, so...
More wise.
Alright. You know, I was trying to make a fun question
I
here.
don't remember what Giga Gaia looks like, but if he's... I think he's a new. So that one's not bad. I like Hecarim plenty. I don't know, there are some good ones. Do you have a favorite?
I do, thank you for asking. It is... Oh my gosh. Flea, Ozzy, and Slash. It's Slash.
Push the slash, narrow. Climb the slash.
And he has this, like, sort of, like... Yeah. Alright. Looks like everyone is basically in a similar position here, actually. All finishing up their first of the two dungeons that lead to their final dungeon. Very nice to see.
Alright, I see I have a black male, which is nice, for this go mode especially. Lordbatsy doing a little shopping before heading in to the Black Omen itself. This is a really smart choice. With or without pendant. If you had pendant, this is probably the time I would use my pendant to go to the fair and do one shopping spree. You don't want to go back and forth a ton because the portal costs time. And the only other time you'd go early is if you hadn't found ethers or something. Or really needed stuff.
So when does the fair open up?
As soon as you get the pendant.
You can go to the fair. Oh, it's the pendant. That does make sense.
Yep, the pendant unlocks that portal. That was something added for Lost Worlds in like the last year. Just to make the pendant not feel as bad, because it felt really bad to get the pendant, especially back when I started, when we didn't have instant pendant charge. Like, we didn't have that as like a standard flag for Lost Worlds, so you had to go up to Zeal to charge it. So then, if you found it, you were just sad that you wasted time. Nowadays, it kind of leads to something, which is nice. Alright, AcidCrab also moving into the cutscene. And gonna head into the Black Omen. Nate pushing through that damage race Black Tyranno fight. Hitting for 2200 though. With Antipode.
Very nice. So we have two Black Omens and an Ocean Palace.
Yeah, and you love to see divergence in the seed. You love to see two go modes going on at once. Because it's a little harder to tell who's ahead, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I'll be honest, when I'm doing Black Omen, I think I remember 80% of the mob packs that are skippable, but a few of them I can never quite remember is it skippable or not.
Yeah, and some of the skips here are kind of tough. Like, some of the running skips are so tight, like if you do any movement that isn't in the direction to get them off screen, then like you get the fight every time. So there's some tricky ones, like the one I'm about to enter here.
The Black Omen?
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, that one is tricky. I'm just curious, have there been any innovations to Black Omen in the last few years, or is it all sort of about the same?
I think
skipping or
I think vanilla speedrunners have kind of figured all that out for us when we started. So like I think we've gotten really consistent at the skips in Black Omen as like a group, but I don't think we've had like massive changes in how it's ran. A few years ago, we seeded the elevators. It used to be random how many fights you got on the elevators in Omen.
I see.
And it was like different runners would get different amounts. So like I might get 3 fights and you get 0.
That is rough.
And so like that's like an innovation, but we did that like to fix that. We made it where it rolls for that seed. Lordbatsy skipping the eyeballs, getting through the 2 you can skip and running right into the 1 you can't.
Someone get this man a shirt because Nate is streaking right now. 5 stream streak. Thank you very much.
And look, Nate on his way to Ocean Palace is going to take that new fight. Check the rock, maybe it has a good effect on it, he's thinking. It's also just a speed tab, that's going to make everything safer from here on out. AcidCrab just a few rooms behind Lordbatsy as Lordbatsy hits the first elevator in the Black Omen.
Now, this new fight in the bottom left that Nate's taking, I actually wasn't sure which ones could, follow your party. Yeah, I think it's the bottom left and the bottom right. Is that correct?
So I thought it was the bottom left, top middle. But then one of them that wasn't the top middle and not the bottom left tried to kill my party one time, and I didn't catch which one it was. So phone will have to let us know. It might be bottom right. It'd be nice to know for sure. I know it's bottom left. I'm pretty confident on.
Ooh, nice skip by AcidCrab by that formation with those. I guess there's sidekicks that go left and right.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I decided to fight this one because I have ultimate gear on everybody. And so I was like, this is the rare instance where like I have to get into this fight. Ooh. It's only going to cost me like 12 extra seconds to kill everything.
And also you could check sort of what items are being dropped.
But then I missed
you could still get something pretty good.
You can see I found a Wonder Bow. So it rolled 2,400 on that hit. Lordbatsy is at the new shop.
But they're dropping speed tabs, aren't they? And magic tabs?
Yeah.
That was interesting. Wait, you could farm that then, right? If you turned around, or no?
Not the eyeballs. I think they're once per... Well, you could go back and fight those other 2 that I skipped, yeah. I think I ran forward because I was on PB pace. Yeah.
I also overestimate the value of magic tabs had, if I'm being honest.
Well, but you're not wrong about speed tabs. Speed tabs can just change your damage output so much.
It looks like Lordbatsy is figuring out the sort of final configuration for armor here.
Yeah, getting ready for the mutant fights, so you're kind of looking to make sure... for Zeal 2, we're looking to make sure we have a Mega Elixir. It's really nice to have a Mega Elixir if it's available, as AcidCrab hits the first elevator. And then stuff like mid-ethers, high ethers, full ethers, stuff like that, like those can make or break those late game fights. Not having to waste 2 turns to fill up somebody's ethers, but also having enough of them that you don't have to feel guilty for wanting to use one, because I feel like sometimes I lose time trying not to waste consumables, right?
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh, I don't want to use this. It's my only one.
If you have 3 Mega Elixirs, then you're sort of feeling like, yeah, let me just throw one out. Why not? Let's see the damage here in Ice Sword. It is 2,700. Wow.
Yeah, Ice Sword is going to be a powerhouse this seed. And since Ice 2 was our early AoE, a lot of us were pumping magic tabs into Marl as well, because it had like double effect. We were going to get the late game effect still, but we also got that early game Ice 2 effect. As well as if we end up having to use Life 2, it'll heal for more. Like significantly more.
Now, I've only started, I'm looking at Nate in the bottom left here, I've only started keying in on Golem strategy, which is you could sort of set up armor protection if you know you have an offensive move like Ice, because it's going to copy that, and then you could wear Blue Mail. Is that correct? Would that be a good idea?
Absolutely. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be a good tech roll either. For example, sometimes if I have Magus as my third party member, I could use like Antipode 1, which rolled really good this seed, to hammer that golem, but then I don't want him on Shadow because that hurts really bad, his attack with Shadow. So then I could hit him with like Water 2 on Frog, even if it rolled bad, and it'll change him to Water, which makes the Antipode safe to do. Does that make sense? So it's like, because you have so much control over what they do, like you can cycle him through whatever you want. The other thing to note is both fire and water or ice, their first attack, once they're switched to it, will only hit one party member, and then the second attack will hit everybody. And so if you flip between fire and ice, you'll only see the single target of both. Does that make sense? It's like a kind of an interesting tech that can come up sometimes. Alright, I am 2 rooms behind lordbatsy right now.
Yeah, I was just noticing the same.
As Nate runs through to grab that button. In what a lot of people call the faster go mode. So this is a tight race right now. Still under an hour.
It does feel faster. The only thing that drags you down Ocean Palace is the grinding.
And the Lavos.
Oh, sure, yeah, and Lavos. Actually, I am more scared of Lavos than I am of Zeal.
Oh, I'm way more scared of Lavos.
Yeah.
lordbatsy doing the smart thing and peeking that turret to make sure it wasn't looking.
Another speed tab. Nate setting up sunshades. That's going to be very nice.
You see I'm bumping this enemy. The idea behind that is when you bump characters doing scripts in Chrono Trigger, it's supposed to make them go through their script twice as fast. Speedrunners use it on Melchior using the Dreamstone to fix the sword. They like bump him the whole time, and the cutscenes half the time.
Oh.
And so there's some debate between Phone and everybody else about if it works or not, but it seems to work, or at least feels better than doing nothing.
Looks like Nate's heading out, but thank you for joining. Very cool to have all 3 runners showcased here in the chat today.
Oh, did Crab show up in chat?
Let me check. Yes, AcidCrab.
Excellent.
Let's see. We're gonna get a mutant. Now, Giga Mutant, not as fun to say as Giga Gaia, but still a fun name.
I think that's true. I'll give you that.
I'm glad we could finally agree on one thing today.
Yeah. I think it would have been funny if the whole way through Black Omen, all the enemy encounters are like normal bosses from really early in the game. Like Yakra and Hecarim. But like literally that boss with the same HP. And then we can get rid of the boss rush in Lavos Shell. Yeah, phone doesn't believe in voodoo.
Let's see.
Like bumping eyeballs. New blue mail for the crab. Maybe one of the best things to get if you don't know if you can win the damage race. But I would feel pretty confident about winning the damage race with this team. So I would find black mails to be a little more helpful. And I know we have at least one of those.
And many dreambows.
And some of those pieces of elemental
Massa
gear,
just sort of showing up out of nowhere here.
if you find them like super early in the seed, you can just remember they're for sale at a shop somewhere. Haste specs for the crab.
Yeah,
so
this
Lord
is sort
Batsy
of like
has them
a seed
too.
of plenty here. We have multiple specs, multiple speed tabs. I feel like everyone's sort of set up for success here.
The only unfortunate thing is that I think both of those haste items were in the Black Omen.
They were, yes.
Which means our poor friend Nate does not have those items for his scary
this
lava
was a debate
fight.
I was trying to figure out myself, because you have the haste specs, which I presume just give you haste.
Yep.
But then you have the shades, which give you the damage boost.
Yep.
It's sort of a, what do you choose here? Like one good thing versus another good thing.
I think having extra turns of damage would always beat more damage in one hit.
That does make sense.
But
And there's another dash ring. Look at all these speed options this seed.
But you're also able to do both if you need to. Like, you could have haste specs on Marl, and then sunshades on Luca, or prism specs on Luca, and that way, like, you're getting the haste for the person that's casting haste on everybody, but you're also getting that extra damage in Antipode and Flare, and, you know. So, like, you've got options like that. Sometimes that is a difficult choice, though. I had a seed recently where I think I had haste specs on Marl and Luca, and then I pulled prism specs, and I wanted to put it on Frog, but it made no sense to take the hero's medal off Frog. So I was like, now I'm just stuck with these prism specs.
It's like Lord Batsy agreeing about juggling the decision about all these mental arguments.
Yeah.
Because really it is a seed of plenty.
Well, and these are calculations that, like, it's not like standard race flags where, like, you kind of figure out what the best is and then you just remember that. In this, it's like every seed,
Sure.
you've got to figure out what things rolled good. And, like, different seeds might have a different answer about if haste is better
That's true.
or who to put haste on. And so I think that those aspects are really interesting.
Let's see, phone saying HP breakpoints for getting through in less hits can be a big boon because you do not need to heal.
That's true.
HP breakpoints.
Yeah, stuff
What does
like
that mean?
yeah, so stuff like I'll use Magus as an example, the Magus Castle Magus fight.
Sure.
He has 15k HP, and when you hit him past a certain threshold, it might be 7,500.
Oh, I see.
Then he switches to phase 2. Well, if you can hit him to just under that HP thresh point, then do like a really heavy hit after that, you can sometimes like skip that whole second phase on certain bosses.
That makes sense. But this
There
is
was-
where the
there
mental
was
map
one-
in your head
There
really
was one
is so
we were
important.
just talking about, a boss we were just talking about that has that, where like they switch something halfway through. But yeah, there's certain bosses where that can be
I wish
super
I,
helpful. Also, Zeal is an example where like both are kind of helpful, because the extra damage would help you hit that 10k damage race, but so would extra turns.
Now here's a question. Do you think we're the villains here? Because I spent some time talking to all the people, you know, and Hasa and Kajar, and they love Queen Zeal, so are we the baddies?
No. No, she's off her rocker.
Oh. Okay then.
No, we gotta take her out.
Take her out to Red Rock Steakhouse.
Yes. Lord Batsy heading into the last two bosses before the boss, like the final boss gauntlet. And AcidCrab at the same panel fight.
Wow. Yeah.
While Nate hastes and prepares for one of the scariest fights in the game, the Twin Golem fight.
Yeah, this fight is no joke. I've wiped here many a time. Oh, but the Hypno sleeps them. You know, I do forget about that. That's so smart.
Yeah, the only unfortunate thing is that sleep is interrupted. Lord Batsy takes an unfortunate wipe to that scary mutant, but it also gives a chance to swap gear.
Looks like we have a change of lead, apparently, and I'm not quite sure about Ocean and Black Omen, but at the moment, Acid going in a few seconds earlier. The AcidCrab.
Absolutely. We'll have to see how this shakes out. But yeah, this Twin Golem fight can be very scary. The sleep is really useful, but they do wake up the first time they're hit. So you do still have to juggle a little bit, but you see Nate doing the smart thing, single targeting one down, leaving the other to nap.
Very smart.
Puyozo Dance, also an incredible tool for Twin Golems, because it's pretty much drop kick with, I think it inflicts stop? Somebody in chat could correct me.
Oh, yeah, that does sound nice. Ooh, I synced up Lightning as well. We're very close between AcidCrab and Lord Batsy.
There's Obstacle. And it didn't hit anybody for Crab.
Oh my gosh, and we're doing Antipodes at the same time too?
Whoa!
Ooh, Lord Batsy getting the front part a few seconds ahead, but they're neck and neck right now. I'm inching ever closer to the edge of my seat. I'm falling off. I need to back up a little bit.
Oh, there's the White Rock Plus. It heard me talking about Puyozo Dance.
White Rock. Did we see what was on that White Rock? Was it power plus 10?
I think it might have been, which unfortunately is not useful for our girls.
We're about to going into Elder Lavos here. About one mob pack ahead.
Yeah, just the start of the boss away from each other. Nate getting ready for the scary Lavos shell fight.
Oh, there's that classic Nate wiggle I was talking about. Okay, so he's about to go into Lavos 1. We're all getting some Lavos fights here. Talking about the difference between having a build that lets you one-shot so even a turn does not happen.
Very...
Oh, this is fun. 3 Lavoses.
Yeah, all these shells going down. Now this is that Elder Lavos spawn fight, so if you do have to use an AoE, you can choose to. And you'll only get single targeted by the counterattack. That is not always a good play, but
still
it can
strong
be.
Though.
Yeah, it still hurts a lot.
3,400. Ooh,
drop.
lordbatsy pulling ahead.
Yeah, Luca dropping on Crab's side. The ice coming out, and that's going to get us through the shell. Luca down, though, so no XP.
Crab not far behind. This is a shell all the time.
Making sure I can get through that next panel fight to get to the save point that lordbatsy's getting to right now. To give you an idea, I'm not saying these splits are exactly equal, but my split for getting to the save point lordbatsy just got to is the same split I use when I beat the shell on Lavos 1. Meaning, like, they're somewhat
say that one more
close.
time?
So, like, on my timer, I split for start final boss gauntlet, like last save point pretty much, and where lordbatsy and I are, I would split at the same time as getting through that shell fight Nate's in right now.
Oh, I see.
Like, they're really close to each other, yeah. So this is very tight between all three runners here.
Oh my gosh, yeah. All three runners in the final phase. Phone letting us know that Zeal is a bit faster, one phase faster.
Yeah, and so that's why I counted after that shell. Because you can get through all three parts of this.
Let's see, ooh, the Chrono crit with 600 damage to take it out. Very nice.
3k fire sword.
Nate with the confuse.
I'm damage checking things on Zeal a little bit, make sure I know exactly what I can use for Mammon and for Zeal 2.
Smart. And 2,700 Antipode. All very strong options between all three players.
lordbatsy entering that Mammon machine fight at an hour and 11 minutes under. I appreciate everyone coming and hanging out for the Lost Worlds Clash VOD stream. There will be another one later this week for Seed 2. I don't know when that'll be yet, but I'll keep you all posted. We try to make sure we always showcase the winner of each async, and then 2 times that are interesting or go in different routes or are close to each other. Should be able to find some good races throughout this whole event. lordbatsy getting through that Mammon machine fight. Now you'll notice my health values are all at like 550, 600, 650. Those are great HPs for like final boss. Like, we're pretty good levels from the route we've taken to get here.
I'm just throwing in the Discord link for the Jets of Time server in case anyone's interested in learning or signing up for a tournament or whatever it is.
Alright, we enter the final Zeal.
Turn 1.
This is tight, though. This is really close. I haven't seen these run side by side, so I didn't realize it was quite this close.
Yeah, much like Tuco would say, this is tight, 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 tight.
So, as you know, you are instantly in a damage race with Zeal 2. You need to get that 10k HP damage before she decides to use Halation at the end of her script. lordbatsy hitting for 3,500 with Antipode 1 and 1,200.
Wow. Yeah,
Or
dare
no,
I say
with
this
Ice
would
Sword,
not be
sorry.
a risk at all.
And
One
fire.
round and already at 5,000 about. And AcidCrab as well with the same damage, so I don't think
Well,
we're at any risk
it
of
looks
that
like I'm
happening right now.
hitting Fire Sword for 3k and Ice 1 for 1300. So pretty close, but the Ice Sword is outperforming. So I know I've gotten through the threshold for the 10k damage, so I am hasting between phases here. I know I can kind of waste a
This
turn
is where
here.
Mega Elixir would come in handy. But will we even need it for lordbatsy? Now that's a big question. I think we're just going to go for it. Oh no, it was used.
Yeah, this
Wow.
was a fun one because we were doing so much damage with so much haste that I think I got to like 15k damage before the halation came out.
So Nate's going to take a heavy attack. Hopefully his HP holds up. I think it will.
Yeah, sorry, we're watching this exciting finish on Zeal here with lordbatsy finishing off with a 113.56. We're missing out on Nate's excellent execution of Lavos 2.
Yes.
Whoops.
Congratulations, lordbatsy.
And then, so Nate stomping, he's on the second phase of this Lavos fight. And I am finishing off Zeal in its last couple thousand HP.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been damage counting, but you're probably about one turn away if I had to guess.
I think this might
Let's
be the
see.
killing blow. It's like one more.
One more, probably. Much like DJ Khaled, he'll need another one. Congratulations, AcidCrab.
That was a
In second
PB
place
too.
here.
Is a PB. I think
Oh,
it's still
wow.
my PB. Yeah. So that was a PB
Hey,
run.
congratulations.
I was very happy with that. Especially the first async going in.
Nate finishing Lavos 2. We're going to go to Lavos 3. Now, could you help me out here? Because I try and menu skip this every time, and I fail.
Yeah.
And
so look at the rock down
I
at the
wonder
bottom
what I'm
right.
doing wrong.
You see the green rock at the
rock on
bottom
the
right of
bottom right.
the bottom right of Nate's run? Like that rock?
Yes, I do see it.
Wait until that rock turns the same black as outside of the game in the emulator screen. You see that? Like the black part
And then
outside
would
the
you
border?
spam the menu button or just
No.
hold it once?
Push and hold once as soon as it's the same color. So watch.
Just once.
It'll go there.
Same
Nate spammed
oh, there.
it. Nate spammed it, but I push and hold. I think I would
when I
always
spam
recommend
it,
push and hold.
I tend to miss it.
Yeah.
When you told me about this menu exploit the first time, I got it every time. Now I've been having some trouble. So thanks for the explanation.
Well, part of that is that when you were learning in Gato Cup, you have free menu glitch. So it gives you like a 5-second window or something like that. Maybe not that big, but it's a pretty big window.
Is that why that makes sense?
And then regular
so
flags and Lost Worlds,
it's
it's a couple frames.
That does make sense why I'm missing it a lot more.
Like a few frames.
Because when I
yeah.
spammed it before, it was more forgiving.
So Nate hammering
Let's
away
see
at
our
center
damage
bit.
check. Ooh, almost
39,
4K.
Yeah. And that's excellent because that center bit is every scary attack Lavos has comes from that center bit, and I think he has 8,000 health. So hitting for almost 4K makes him pretty nice and easy to set up. And for you to be able to take him down, get everyone ethered and healed, and then hammer as soon as the defense goes down. This is also a fight where hasting at the beginning can get you in some trouble. You'll have a much easier time antipoding center bit down and then hasting while you're waiting for the defense to go down anyway.
Now, Crab, while he's attacking, it sort of looks like he's moonwalking, and dare I say, it gets me angry because he's almost gloating in my face.
Yeah, he does kind of have a little bit of that duck hunt dog
I'm
attitude.
over here having the fight of my life. Knight's over here having the fight of his life. Then we've got this lava score just dancing around.
We need a sprite replacement that replaces Cinderbit with the dog from Duck Hunt. That is
Oh,
Cinderbit
wow.
down.
Very fast.
So now this is kind of that in-between phase time where you can heal, you can ether people, you can mega. If you have a mega, this is when I would usually throw out my mega.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're waiting
Now,
for that
I made
defense
this mistake
to go
before.
down.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I've actually made the mistake of attacking before that message.
I have certainly done that myself.
Now, do we think Nate's going to clear before the center bit comes back up?
It's hard to say. He might be able to, but he is spending a little bit of time setting up here. So he's relying on Fire 1. He could do Fire Sword, but he might have something he wants Chrono to be doing. Or he doesn't want him to be doing anything until the haste is on him.
It's a safe play, but overall, I think the strategy here is always be damaging, because I've gotten trapped in just sort of the heal loop that never ends.
Absolutely. And it's not important necessarily to have haste on Chrono. It's much more impactful to have it on Luca or Marl, because even with the speed tabs and things we found, like I think Chrono's speed is at like 15. So it's really like not saving you that much real time. Whereas like
True.
Luca and Marl, their speed might be 12 or 11, and like that's pretty impactful.
I would assume Chrono's speed is maxed right now with the Swallow.
It may be, yeah, because I just don't think he's gotten speed from anywhere else, from other than when he got the Swallow. And I think he was up at like 15, but he might have hit max.
Oh, so Nate took out the left bit. Interesting. Usually I avoid that bit.
Yeah, he wanted to just make sure that its defense wouldn't come back up. It's pretty rare that it is a safe strategy, but for him, he knows that he just needs a little extra time. And he doesn't have good enough, necessarily, AoE damage to try to, like, hammer away at both bits. So he's kind of optimizing his single target damage.
That does make sense. I might be adapting that into my strategy moving forward. Now, will this kill?
I think it's a lot more, it makes a lot more sense to do it in the middle of the fight, like here, than to start the fight off trying to kill left bit, because that's what gets you in a lot of trouble sometimes.
Very dangerous.
Yeah. But there are teams that's the better play.
Now, much like Forged in Fire, we will see, will it kill?
Uh-oh, Grandstone coming out.
Is back up.
Yeah, and then it'll do a bit check in a second, and when it sees that there's a bit down, it will return its defense down, which is why you took out that left bit.
So, but then the left bit comes back or does not come back?
It will come back, but now its defense is shut off for a whole nother cycle. So even if it brings the bit back, it'll be enough to finish. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, it'll bring its defense back up at the normal time, and then it'll, after a couple seconds, go, oh, I'm missing a bit? Let me lower that defense again.
Yeah.
That does it.
Looks like we have it.
So I put the official times on that were submitted for everybody on the screen there for everybody as that was going on, and that was just a good time. That was a fun seed. I think there was a lot of interesting decisions to make in that seed.
Yeah, I just sort of what lordbatsy was saying earlier about the mental calculations of what do you even do here with all these good options.
Yeah, and that's why I've kind of settled into like I kind of have a play style and a flow chart in my head of like I'm almost always going to do Reptite first, and then when I leave Reptite, I've got kind of three different routes I can take from there depending on a few different variables. And like that made it a lot easier for me rather than feeling like I was randomly choosing each time. But that's completely a me thing.
Right.
Everybody plays different. Everybody has different attitudes about it. But that was a lot of fun. And like we
Yeah, that
said,
was fun to watch.
there will certainly be another one of these for Seed 2. Also, whether you've played in the Clash last week or not, Week 2 has started today. The seeds are live.
Uh-huh.
And we have more Lost Worlds action. And your two worst times are removed from your average. So if you got in now, you could still finish off all four seeds going into next week and get paired with somebody for the live race. So, but I appreciate Zayden for
Yeah, I like
helping me
that.
do this, and uh, there's going to be a lot more Lost Worlds action to come.
Thank you, Crab. Thank you, Jets of Time community. Thank you, racers. Thank you, anyone who was watching. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, we could see you over at the Jets of Time Discord. We're here on the stream for the other race that is happening and all the other things that are happening on YouTube and Twitch.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time.